Hello everyone, welcome to Opinion Junkies. I'm Chriz, aka The Mole. Joining me is James Phoenix.
Hello.
And here on Pets of the Mind, we're going to have a look at Nintendo Switch.
Yes.
And I have to pause before I say Nintendo Switch just to make sure I don't say the NX, because it
Yeah.
has got a name. We
Yep.
didn't put one of these out. This isn't exactly time for this video because it's old news, but we thought
Yeah.
that we'd discuss it at least.
Indeed.
Where they showed off a trailer which showed off at least the concept of the new console. How
Yeah.
much of it's real, I don't know, because they've even said it's more of a concept trailer than it was. And if that's like the look at the console, everything will be the same, but we don't know about the games on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they showed off what appeared to be a brand new Mario Kart,
Yep.
a Skyrim game, a new Mario 3D World style game,
Mm.
an NBA game. I think
Yep.
I mentioned Skyrim,
You did.
and
They
a
opened up with
couple,
they opened up
and
with they opened up with the Zelda game.
yeah, there's the Zelda one, which that's the only one that's been confirmed.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, the Mario game, the reason some people may be mistaken by thinking it's the Wii U Mario game because it's the exact same level. However, when you look at the weapons they use, they don't have them in Mario Kart Wii U
Mm.
or Mario Kart 8, I believe it was called. They don't have it in that one, so it must be a new game. Same thing with the Mario 3D Worlds one. There was some differences there that made you say, okay, it must be something new.
Mm-hmm.
But it would stand to reason that they might port their game over, like Mario Kart 8 might go over there.
Yeah.
But on the flip side as well, whenever they do the Mario Kart games, there's also retro tracks, so they could just be on a retro track from 8.
That is good.
But I liked the idea, and I liked the concept, and I liked the trailer. And I think we just lost Jim's video. Okay, and we lost Jim too. But yeah, basically, the concept in the video was
Sorry about that.
cool. Of Like I said, you get a small device, probably about it looked about the screen looked about the same size as that screen.
Do you want me to put up I can screen share a picture from it? Google if you want.
No, it's fine. They've seen the
Okay.
trailer. I
Okay.
mean, you play like that with the clips on the hand, which I wasn't
Yeah.
expecting. Where to hook up to the TV, there's like a dock where you click the console in, then it goes onto the screen. You just take the control pads off, click them onto something else, and use like a control pad. I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah. And I did like how on the control pad it actually had hand grips, kind of like a PlayStation or an Xbox controller like this. That was nice.
It did. Which, like I said, it looked kind of cool. I'm hoping, like Richter said, I'm hoping the battery life for it's good.
Yeah, that's going to be a concern. I would think the battery life on the actual controller portions are probably good. The battery life on the screen is probably crap. That's my prediction.
I'm gonna say I'm not sure because, like, if you look at the 3DS times, they weren't terrible battery life for the N64. Not N64 for the DS.
Mm,
For the DSs, they weren't terrible. But when you look at like the Wii U gamepad, that one was terrible.
yeah.
But when you look at the Pro controller, not even PS4 or Xbox One pads can touch that fucker.
Mm.
Like it's got like an 80-hour battery life.
Does it? Wow. Damn.
Yeah, it's ridiculous how much battery life that one little pad has, and I got it right there, ironically. But yeah,
Wow.
eh, which that's cool. My only concern with that would be losing the parts. Like, oh, I've lost my right stick.
Yeah, I can see why that would be a concern.
Because if kids play with it, they're probably going to put the part down somewhere, not realize where they've put it, and parents are going to have to go out and go, "Can I have a left grip?" Which, if Nintendo's smart, which they normally tend to be, they would sell the grips separately, so you can buy different colored grips too.
Oh yeah, I guarantee you they'll be selling those little side controller grips for 30 or 40 a pop, guaranteed.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, and I'm like, that would work so much more beneficial.
Yeah.
But what do you think about the change to how what type of games they're running? Instead of CD, it's cartridge.
I really like that concept. I think that's a good direction to go, only because we're fastly reaching the point on stuff like PlayStation and Xbox games where on these kind of Blu-ray discs or the Blu-ray-esque discs that like Nintendo invented for the Wii U, there's a very limited capacity. There's only so much you can fit on a disc. Whereas if you get a little cartridge, you know, similar to memory card or flash drive technology, you can fit a lot of memory on one of those things. So by going in that cartridge direction, and it looked like it was a little bit bigger than a standard 3DS cartridge, not by much, but a little bit. I think that's going to give them an advantage of being able to have larger games, more memory for the games, and potentially, given that I would imagine there's probably not going to be a whole lot of built-in memory on the console, they could also go back to something that Nintendo was famous for old school. That's being able to save your games on the cartridge, so you take your save with you with the game. And I think if those two things were true, that would be a big boon for Nintendo, both from the nostalgia factor and the modern functionality.
Yeah, that would also work. Because, yeah, like you said, you have to install all your discs now. Now, the thing would be it's a lot cheaper to make a Blu-ray disc,
Yes,
which can
that's
hold
true.
like 50 gigabytes as opposed to a flash drive that can hold 50 gigabytes.
Yeah, that is true.
And so, well, what they do with that would be interesting because Nintendo normally makes their own technology.
Yeah.
However, the cartridges, it's beneficial, the cartridges, just because it's easy to like put a load of cartridges in like a pouch on the side of your pocket, like they can sell like little cartridge things and you can hold them, as opposed to carrying all your discs.
Yeah, because even when other things have tried that, like the PSP and the Vita with the tiny disc, that was still just inconvenient as hell.
It was, and it's like loads of like little cartridges. You can get a carry case for them that'd work,
Yeah.
and I'm like that's kind of cool. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with that. It was. I will point to say though, I noticed something radically different with the advert.
Okay.
The people in it.
Oh, yeah. That's I realized what you were gonna go for.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing. I
No, no, no.
liked what they were doing with the people in it.
Yeah.
Because normally Nintendo goes families,
Yeah.
but as I pointed out to you a while back as well, of all of them in there were like young adults or teenagers. It was like that young hip crowd.
Mm.
That suddenly makes it makes the Switch seem like something you'd be playing all together like you would on your phone. And like you had like a group of people who were like, well, where do you want to hang out? Well, let's go over here. And they just hung out anyway and just put their console down, just played with their console wherever the hell they wanted to go.
Yep. They showed a bunch of guys playing NBA on a basketball court.
Yeah, and they can do like they could do like the people who sat down to play like Splatoon, I think it was,
Yeah.
which means you get the best of LAN and or the best of local multiplayer and the best of online and stuff all together. That's kind of interesting because then you don't have screen sharing like LAN, but
Yeah.
you have the good thing with local co-op if you don't need loads of wires and all this stuff, but you have the benefits of online and stuff too because you can play the online games, so you can go against other people, but all your team could be together. That could be huge.
That would be a big thing. Yeah. Although I did hear a lot, I did hear a lot of comments of people saying that when they got to that point of the big Splatoon tournament, that might have been more effective marketing if that had been Smash Brothers.
Yeah, maybe, but to be fair, Smash Brothers will sell regardless.
True.
Splatoon is a game which, whether or not you like it or hate it, it's got a following and it is a competitive shooter. And
Oh
ironically,
yeah,
it was the first one of the cartoony ones like that on consoles that suddenly led to stuff like Overwatch and
mm,
Battleborn and stuff coming up.
that is true, and it was round one of the Nintendo World Championships last year.
Yeah, a lot of people tend to like it, and it can be competitive, which means it makes sense because they know Smash Bros. Does sell. They're making Splatoon look more competitive, and as a result, more people will buy it.
That is true.
It's like I'm looking forward to a Pokemon game on it.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see where they go with that.
I know they're going to do Mario's, they're going to do Zeldas. They always do.
Mm-hmm.
I like my Mario games, and I'll be probably buying them.
Mm.
But I want to see a Pokemon on there because it's a handheld device. There's no excuse this time for not having one.
Yeah, that's the big question. Is obviously this is going to replace the Wii U as a home console. Is this also replacing the 3DS and new 3DS as Nintendo's
Yes.
portable console? Also,
Yes, I believe what they've said is this looks like it's both their teams of the console and their handheld teams together in one place. Because even the new 3DS, let's face it, it's still the 3DS but with an extra stick. It was time for the 3DS to be updated. It's like how many versions of the Game Boy Advance did we go through before we got to the DS?
that is true.
It's time for something new. Negatives would be no backwards compatibility. I know some people are a little
Yeah,
miffed by that,
yeah,
but I'm okay with that because they're different pads.
they are.
Although their Pro controller did look radically similar to the Pro controller that I've got there for the Wii U, where you hold it in your hand, you can do that, and you can use that with the thing instead of using just those tiny little sticks, which looked flimsy.
Mm.
The tiny little sticks, they also look uncomfortable to use as single control pads like they were trying to do.
Yeah, just because of the shape, because of the need to connect, I can see that might be a little uncomfortable in the hands.
Also, because of the size of them, because I'm sorry,
Yeah,
like my hand will not be able to do that. It'll be curse you, monkey paws. Doesn't
big,
doing it.
strong hands.
Yeah, my hand probably wouldn't be able to do it. I know my hand don't like little fiddly things,
Mm.
but who knows? That could still be good. But
Yeah.
the problem they have, in my opinion, with doing a Pokemon game is if they do a Pokemon game because it's also a console game, it needs to hit home.
Oh yeah.
It needs to be just a home run straight away. It can't just be another Pokemon game like all the handheld ones. It needs to be more in line with, well, like the World of Final Fantasy and other console games that
Yeah.
have come out that have been similar to Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's not as good as them, you're kind of like, whoa, Pokemon's now been left behind.
Yep. Sun and Moon may
But,
be their last hurrah.
well, that I don't like the look of Sun and Moon.
Really? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't like a lot of the new Pokemon games, but yeah. Like, oh, now everyone gets a Mega Evolution because it's Digimon now.
Mm. Yeah.
Look, Slowpoke has a move where he wakes up and runs ridiculously stupidly.
Does he?
Yeah, the internet made it a meme.
Okay then.
But no, like I said, there's things with that though, because of how portable it is too. They can also do huge offers. And what I mean by huge offers is, for example, because it can connect with Wi-Fi to certain stuff, they could do it where only people in certain areas accessing can get, you know, like they used to, where you can download like legendary Pokemon from certain places.
Right. Oh yeah, like if you went to an event, you could get Mew or something.
Yeah, or let's say like your Kingdom Hearts, if that ends up going onto that, you take the little device with you to Disney World. In their parks and stuff, they could give you some exclusive costumes or
That would make sense.
DLC.
Yeah, I like that. Could be cool.
Yeah, and GameStop can run events where come to our store and you can get the free Pokemon and stuff where people will do it. Like over
Yeah.
here, that's who was doing the legendary Pokemon was Game. And as a result, you'd
Mm.
get people going in there to get the legendary Pokemon. Once you're in the door, you kind of don't want to just go to the till and go, "Can I have a legendary Pokemon, please?" and then leave with nothing.
Yeah.
You kind of want to buy something so you don't look like a shit. Basically, it's just like I want a free Pokemon. So you're like, fuck, I'll take this magazine, this game, this book, a free Pokemon, that T-shirt. Make sure you give me the free Pokemon. I said that T-shirt. But you know how that's how humans work. Like no one wants to go to the till and ask for free stuff. As much, well, they might do over there, I'm not sure, but over here at least,
Yeah,
a
not
lot of
really.
people are more awkward about that. Like you don't want to go to
Yeah.
the till and go, "Hi, can I have my free Pokemon, please?" Like a little
Mhm.
child at school asking for a sweet or something.
That
But
T-shirt.
yeah, that's why if it's an event, you can do the thing of you can draw people in.
Yeah, and that's true. Thankfully, they did that as the last year or the year before the Pokemon anniversary. They between online download events and events at the stores, they gave out like a free legendary every month or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Like over here, Game was doing it, which was cool. Well, some months Game were doing it, some months Nintendo did it themselves, but
Yeah, I got a Celebi and something else. I only got like 2 of them.
yeah, like you can literally encourage people to do that. Hell, you could even get like GameStop saying, "Come in with your say like you're come in with your Nintendo Switches. It's Splatoon Day, free Splatoon DLC, and you have a match with all the people that inside the store playing a game against each other."
Mm-hmm.
It's great publicity for the stores, and if you get people in the stores that will buy your products, because you're getting people into a game shop who you know at least own one console. That's all you can guarantee is they own one console, and that's whichever console you've made them come through the door with.
Ah.
Because don't get me wrong, Nintendo, a lot of people look at it as the second system, but
Right.
let's say it's the second system. What's it the second system to? If I walk in there with a Nintendo Switch, you don't know if I got a PS4, you don't know if I got an Xbox One, all you know is I have a Switch.
True.
Therefore, therefore, that all Nintendo knows is you've got a Switch. Therefore, you will get their stuff, and they can run offers like, "Oh yeah, come in and get the free DLC," and at the same time encourage stores to put their items on sale around the same time and make a huge money.
That's true.
The possibilities for it are kind of endless.
Yeah, and they could get a lot out of that.
I also think it's going to do well. If it's got a great battery, it'll also do great in Japan.
You think so?
Because they've all swapped from consoles more to mobile gaming.
Mm.
So something that's both. You can get the people that like the console gaming back, but you can also get the people that like the mobile gaming doing your stuff.
That's true. You get both markets, so that's good.
And if they do apps and stuff on it, it's kind of wonderful. Yeah, I said on the device, if you do apps on the device, it can be wonderful. Like, imagine if Nintendo Switch has Skype.
Yeah, they can get some of the tablet audience there too.
They may not get Skype because obviously
Microsoft.
Microsoft, but Microsoft are willing to put it on Apple, and they have said that they're open to putting it on PS4 in the future if Sony will work with them on it, because they don't care. Because at the end of the day, if you're downloading Skype, chances are you're gonna buy you might buy Skype money, and if you buy Skype money,
Yep,
the money goes to them.
pretty much.
But I don't know. How about you? Anything else you wanted to add?
Just that I'm really excited for this concept. I think it's something different and new and something Nintendo really needed because this was pretty much their last breath in the home console market. After the flop of the Wii U, they were really in dire straits. But I think, the excitement that they've jumped up over this, I think this was a good move in the right direction, and I think it's really going to help them. I'm excited. I'd like to get one and try it out, and I think this is going to be really great for Nintendo.
Yeah, it's certainly something different as well, and like I said, they're not trying to compete with your PS4, your Xbox One anymore. They're just like, no, we're not going to try to compete. But in not competing, they are competing in a great way, if that makes sense. Because
right,
I'm already more excited about that console than I am what's coming up on PS4.
Yeah,
Because I can take that console and do anything with it. Basically, I can take it there various places. It's endless.
it's true.
Which that's like I said, that's part of the good thing with it. And by not competing, obviously with that as well, there's going to be more third party people. There's meant to be more third party support. Like the list was bigger than it was on Wii U at the start, which sounds good. I don't know why Jim's left. It says live right now, but hey, but anyway. So you have that at least, people. And like with anything, like I said, the possibilities of what you can do. I was trying to see if I could get him back, but yeah. Like I said, the possibilities of what you can do or where you can go with this are pretty huge. Like, there you go, we got Jim back. Ooh, we got Jim back.
Sorry about that, folks. Firefox did something weird in the window crash.
That was really weird. But yeah, like even like not just normal apps per se, but like let's say just the typical apps that are already on Wii U, like Netflix.
Yeah. They could possibly, like some of the other consoles, maybe get Hulu on there, maybe the Amazon Video.
Yeah, I was just using Netflix as the bigger one at the moment, but like just take Netflix for example right now, Jim.
Yep.
Let's assume Netflix was on the Switch. You could take that with you to work and on your lunch break, sit it down, watch your Netflix show, have your lunch, and get through more content.
That is true. That would be, yeah, I would totally do that.
Yeah, which would be really beneficial to you. And as well as that, like public places, like say libraries, that's right, shout out to Jim, or game conventions and stuff like that. All they need to do is have the base hook up and let people bring their own Wii U. Like, let's say, or their own Switch, I should say. Like, let's say, like Jim's mentioned in the past about the gaming nights at his library. If you tell people bring your own Nintendo Switch, people can take it in turns on whose console gets plugged in and whose is on the screen, and it could be really cool.
Yeah, and everybody else that has it, like if you're running something like Splatoon, you could hook up, 4, 8 consoles, and everybody can be playing Splatoon together or something too.
Exactly, which that's just, and it's amazing because everyone gets their saves.
Yeah.
Because you can take your console and your game with you, which is kind of
Yeah.
huge.
So regardless of whether the save is on the console or your little cartridge, you have it with you either way, which is great.
Yep. And the amount of attachments that they can do for this is pretty big, but
Yeah.
the one I'd like to see is I want to see a big, ironically, I wanted to go the opposite of what consoles do at the moment.
Okay.
I want to see a non-slim, if that makes sense. Like I want to see a fat version. I don't mean like bigger, but I want to see a bigger screen. Like imagine if they then released a version where you could hook it up into there and get a screen. It's like a proper iPad-sized screen.
Mm-hmm.
That
That'd
would
be cool.
be really beneficial.
Yeah. I'm just imagining taking that like one of those controllers like you slide on two sides of a gun and it works like a zapper.
Exactly, yeah. And you can use like I said, and the third party support's there. It looks huge right now, which makes sense because they supported the same people supported the 3DS and they support the handhelds.
Yeah.
Which if this is the handhelds, like even if it's just they're supporting them with handheld titles, it's still support and it's games you're not going to see elsewhere.
Yeah. And with the crossover right there, the other great things with the crossover, developers don't have to develop two different versions of a game to cater to both of Nintendo's consoles. So they're catering to two markets at once. It makes it easy for developers, and that entices third-party support to want to come to the console as well.
Yep. So, like I said, the possibilities are big with this. I'm excited for it. It does have a couple of drawbacks that I mentioned,
Yeah.
and there's some stuff that I'm not 100%. I'm not going to be 100% on anything though when it comes out.
Yeah,
But
that makes sense.
I'm definitely interested to see where it goes.
As am I, yeah, definitely. And I own a Wii over there. I never bought a Wii U, and I've barely played the Wii that I have, despite owning a half a dozen games for it. I didn't even really mind. It was a birthday gift. But this is the first time I've really been excited for a Nintendo console in a long time. I've not intentionally gone out and gotten myself a Nintendo console since the SNES. So
See, I had a NES, a SNES, an N64. I've had a GameCube, a Wii, a Wii U.
okay, that's technically not true. I have a Game Boy Advance and a 3DS. That's
Yeah, but you're talking console, not handheld. So
yeah.
I let it go. Like I've had all the Game Boys and nearly all the 3DSs besides the newest one.
Yeah, I've been generally up on the handhelds for the most part with Nintendo, but the home consoles, when the N64 came out, I ended up getting a PlayStation 1, and I was on PlayStation ever since, and I never really got drawn back over to Nintendo consoles. I mean, I played GameCube a little bit at my cousin's house, and like I said, I have the Wii U because I played it with my ex-girlfriend, and I thought it was cool, and so my parents got me one as a surprise for my birthday, but it's never really been, I'd
Yeah,
play
see,
I'd like to play like Epic Mickey and stuff on it, but it's never been like it's never got to the point where it would supersede my PS4 for 90% of my stuff.
yeah. See, I've always been the thing where it doesn't have to be necessarily the console I play on it the most, but they offer loads of cool stuff. Like the N64, you had No Mercy. You had being able to hook up your Pokemon cartridge and battle on the big screen on Pokemon Stadium and stuff, which is cool. Pokemon Snap. all the way up to like the Wii U, where you just get like, you know what I mean, like Arkham City on the Wii U looks better than the PS4 version.
Yeah, and that had a bunch of specialty stuff you could do with the pad screen too, didn't it?
Yeah, they
Like with
boosted it up and made you have like armored suit, and it was cool.
yeah.
But to be fair, that's not because it's more powerful than a PS4. Before people put that description below, we already know this. That's better because the port on PS4 is really shit. Like, if the port on PS4 looks worse than its PS3 counterpart,
Yeah.
something's gone wrong.
And that seems to be regular with the PS4 ports, and I don't know why.
Some, not all.
Yeah, I mean some of them came out okay, but it seems like that's happening a lot more than it should.
It is, because a lot more developers are rushing them out than they should.
Yeah.
Also, you like with Street Fighter, when they did it with Ultra Street Fighter, it was a different company handling the game than the ones who built it. So all the engine and everything they have, and used to, and I don't know what you'd call it, but like the experience working on that game isn't there. And even if you give them all the tools, you don't give them your experience. So what the hell?
Yeah. Yeah.
But you get that with some ports, like the Kingdom Hearts one on PS3, where they make the fucking cheap ass movies.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's just a lazy port, and they're gonna do the same thing on PS4 because it's a lazy ass port. But like I said, you sometimes get that. But sometimes with the Wii U one, they tried to, with some ports, they went out their way to make them better. Some didn't, like Mass Effect 3, because you can't release Mass Effect 3 on the Wii U and tell them you're not giving them the DLC. Then announce straight afterwards the Mass Effect trilogy is coming out on the 360 and PS3 with all DLC. Because all you're doing there is setting up the other version to fail.
Pretty much.
And it's like, no, it doesn't work. But like I said, it all comes down to personal preference, and I just think it's a cool device.
It is.
Sorry, you go.
Yeah, it seems like a very cool device. I'm excited for it. I want to get one and try it out.
Yeah, let us know what you think. Leave a comment below, and thank you to James Phoenix.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me, Mo.
And peace.